No, that's a string key. You don't want to share that. That's like, what the fuck? I'm confused right now. Well, I could just go to my channel.
There was a shared button.
Where? Oh yeah, fuck. Let's see that. There you go. That's it.
Just like it.
This is why you need 2 monitors so people can't see that shit. If I press that, people will be able to live stream my channel. They see the key. It's dodgy, isn't it?
I can bring the monitor down.
That's great. Live now.
Do you want the drink ready?
I'll get one myself. I'll get one myself in a second.
Alright.
Discord. Shut up. I just posted it there, but there's no one watching.
Okay.
Should have set this up like 20 minutes ago. Where the fuck? What's in degenerates? Everyone.
Posting it straight to degenerate. Where will the most people be? Jesus, I've done a lot of exercise today. Since waking up, all I've done is dig, go gym.
You did a lot of exercise yesterday as
and
well.
then yeah, did
Is there anyone
trick
watching? Okay, there's 6 viewers, but there's no one asking questions.
Oh, please check video rates.
So you're not even in the... Wait.
Yeah. Oh.
Wait, this is delayed? Let's wait here on the show. Okay. It's actually as there earlier.
Have you got south turned on or what?
Someone pull this like, thing out. I don't know how to share it. Stream out. Yeah. Okay. Any questions? Please let us know if you're actually in the like live stream because I'm not even sure. There's 11 people watching now, is there?
Someone type something.
Yeah, someone like just ask a question. Or just say hello. Because I don't see anything in the chat here for some reason. Is the sound good as well? Let's check OBS. Yeah. Wait.
Oh, you can use your mic, that's cool.
Yeah. No, is it? I don't think it's using this microphone actually.
Huh.
Default.
Jeez, my legs hurt.
That's not it. Maybe it is default. It was working last day. No.
Way delayed.
Wait, listen. Hey guys. Yeah, it's not using that microphone. That sounds terrible.
Change your audio settings.
Yeah, this is audio settings. For some reason, it's not detected. Oh wait, this is what I do. It's like Windows 10. There's this thing that pops up. So stupid. Wait, where is it? It's not working now. Okay, there you go. Mic in. Oh yeah, there's people talking now. It's working. Is the microphone working? Wait, this. I don't know if this microphone is working. Because I don't want to use the laptop microphone because it's awful.
Someone said sound is fine.
Jack mic? Yeah, that's it. Okay, now it's just, yeah. Okay, now it's working because I'm tapping it there. How do I get big legs? Hadyn asked. Wait, what? Wait, you're not even in the...
You'll take up too much space.
Yeah.
Ow, I just bashed my knee.
Are you doing form checks on this stream? Nah, I'll do it like next stream though. How to snatch 200 kilos. Get new parents, take roids, and train in Russia or some other fucked up country like that. That's the best way to snatch 200 kilos.
Wait, am I in the video?
Are you? Yeah, okay. Do you often train abs specifically? No. Not at the moment, no. I used to in the past. Like I used to do like core exercises after every training session, but I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really do anything for me. Like people say like, oh, it's good for like preventing injuries like lower back and back problems, but like it doesn't really do anything. So I don't bother doing like core exercises anymore. But I do recommend my clients do it because a lot of beginners have like weak cores.
I need to do it. My back's always like arched like crazy when I do like jerks and stuff. Come on,
How was the Nintendo Switch fitness game?
It's fucking hard. I thought it was gonna be easy, so I just...
You played it for
at
like
the start, you have to like
30
do a
minutes.
strength thing. And I just pulled it as hard as I could to get it to 100, and then I set it to extreme difficulty. And Jesus, it was like 25 reps of pull squats, and then 25 reps of something else just to fight each enemy.
Yeah, I played it for like
hard.
5 minutes.
Yeah, Clarence gave up after
fatigued.
After a couple of minutes.
It was basically CrossFit. It's called Ring Fit, so.
Yeah, I was sweating bad though.
Did you give your reactions to Lou and She's a Young at the Worlds? Yeah, that was crazy when She's a Young power cleaned 190. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's like what, 8 kilos under world record that you power cleaned up. He's probably the most talented weightlifter at the moment. Well, maybe Lasha is, I don't know, but he's very, very talented. Lou is quite old now, so I don't think he's going to do much in the coming years. Maybe he'll compete at the Olympics. I think China is only allowed to send one weightlifter per weight class, so I think they're going to send a younger Chinese lifter. I forget his name. Is it Su Dajin or something? I think they'll send him. It's a better idea to send him because he's younger. Clara, when will you collab with Cindy? I heard she's in the UK, but no, I probably won't collab with her.
Who's Cindy?
Someone in my Discord.
Oh.
Cinder fellow.
A weightlifter.
No, just Discord troll.
Oh.
Is she in this chat right now? She's like the only girl in my Discord.
Oh.
Yeah. If you could do any big trick, what would it be? Like the skill level of a triple or quad cork? This is for both of you. Okay, well, that's kind of a weird question. Obviously, I'll pick
That's
like
hard. I'm not that bold about
quintuple
triple cork and quad cork. I like double flips, but they're scary. Full in, full out on the floor would be cool.
I don't really care about like power tricks, like triple fulls and quad fulls and triple corks and all that. I just like to have like really nice looking kicks.
I reckon full in, full out. That would look on floor.
Because I went to
cork in, full out. Imagine that. That would look sick. But that's not really realistic.
I went to South Korea and I was watching Kick Gun. It was just beautiful to watch like all his combos. It was just like pure kicking combos.
Yeah, Andy Lee is one of my favorite.
Yeah. We're missing some questions here actually. We'll scroll up. Or did we miss any? When will you get married? Soon.
Never.
Wait. Oh yeah, we have to go over we'll go over the Patreon questions first actually. Yeah, because there's like 15 of them here and it's going to refresh it. Oh no, that's not it.
I can get them off on my phone.
No, because people can see it here. It's sharing the screen.
Oh.
What the fuck is this? Okay. Never seen this. They changed the layout of Patreon for some reason. Okay, so I'll go to the top. I think the first question is for you, actually. Also, is the audio quality good? Let us know in the comments. Doxed. Okay. Am I sharing sensitive information here? Excel online or Google Sheets?
I've never used Excel online, so Google Sheets. But if I had to choose between Excel normal and Google Sheets, then definitely normal Excel. Because you can do way more on normal Excel. What was my knee injury? How did it happen? So I tried a trick called, it's like a double aerial twist with a kick in the middle, so it's like an aerial snapu.
Wait, what the fuck? What's it called?
Well, yeah, like a twist snapu, aerial twist snapu. So do an
No,
aerial
yeah.
twist.
Yeah, okay.
Imagine a hyper aerial twist,
Okay.
but you missed your leg on the floor and twist again.
Oh, fuck that.
It was off an air track onto like a solid mat.
That's great. That's why you were so concerned about me doing the
Yeah, that's dangerous.
hyper swipe.
And then when I kicked,
Yeah.
I kicked like into the floor as I wrenched the other twist around my arms,
Oh,
and my
fuck.
leg got stuck behind and just like snapped to the side
Oh,
while I twisted.
Jesus.
And then that was literally the worst pain I've ever been in. So I like screamed and was like, "Fuck!" And then I was in Germany at the time. I didn't have like my health insurance, so I had to go back on the plane, and I tore my ACL and meniscus, and then waited like a year because the doctor wasn't sure if it was torn or not. Didn't give me an MRI. And then said like I could train again, so I trained, and like the first session it just snapped again.
Oh, fuck.
So I wasted like another year, and then I got an MRI, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it was fully torn, so we'll repair it now." So then I got like a
Yeah.
patella graft.
That's why you had a Zampler in like 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and then all of a sudden nothing.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make a new Zampler. It's gonna come out this year, maybe. Or
Yeah,
next year?
hopefully if I can finish
yeah.
the last tricks. But
Yeah.
then, so yeah, I had surgery, and then it was fine. It took like 2 years after the surgery to recover though, and be doing decent tricks again. But yeah, it was alright.
Yeah,
What's
like
your
one-legged tricks are so scary to me. Just being like my body weight, landing on one leg is just scary. What is your max power clean? What is your max power clean?
That's gonna be for you, surely. That.
Yeah, but like what is your max power clean?
What did I do on the program this week? Like 85.
I say you could do
I
110.
could do loads, yeah, but
yeah.
loads more. But
It doesn't matter.
I
Yeah,
haven't
you need
tried.
to focus on like your full lifts technique. My best power clean is it's actually the worst exercise for me. The ratio just doesn't make sense. So my best power clean is actually 180 kilos, but I can clean 232 kilos. Like with a 232 kilo clean, I should be able to power clean at least 200 kilos. I just can't. I don't know. I find that exercise like very difficult. Maybe because like in the clean, my technique is pretty good and I'm like very fast in the bar. I think that's the reason. And another reason is because I hold on to the hook grip. I could probably power clean a lot more if I let go of the hook grip.
you clean and jerk 210 in the commercial gym.
Yeah, I clean and jerk 210 in a commercial gym.
And then
Commercial
got
gym,
told off.
world record. Yeah. What's the most ridiculous thing that happened to you? I'll just hide these. Oh shit. What's the most ridiculous thing that happened to you in the gym? Who I know, kind of vague. Oh, something ridiculous happened today. If you want to tell.
Nice, yeah. There must be something worse than that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we were Olympic lifting, and afterwards we do squats. But there's like two places where there's squat racks. One with a soft rubber floor, and one with a hard floor. So obviously we do it where the hard floor is, and there's two racks, and it's like the CrossFit zone of the gym. And there was one personal trainer with there on the other rack with a girl, and there was some weights on the floor, and he was like, "Oh, put your weights away." We were like, "Oh well, they're not ours, but that's fine." He was like, "Oh, and don't drop any weights." And I was like, oh, "Okay, well we're only dropping them on."
But he was only angry at you that time because I pissed him off somehow. I just asked
Yeah, I
him
don't know
like,
why.
if he was finished with like the squat rack.
Yeah, because he was.
And I just nicely asked him, I was like, "Are you almost finished with this?" And he was like, "No, my client is using it, and also you need to get off the box because I'm using this too."
Yeah.
It was so aggressive, and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
But then he was trying to say that that we're not allowed to like drop any bumper plates on the floor and like roll them to each other. So I said,
he said we weren't allowed to roll the weights.
yeah,
to
he
each
was
other.
like, "Don't put the weights on the floor." So I was like, "What the fuck?"
What?
And then he tried to be like aggressive anyway. And then he asked for our names so that he could probably ban our codes from going in the gym because it's a 24-hour gym with just like a barrier that you put a code in and go through. So I just said, "Oh, my name's Hadyn, what's yours?" And then put my hand out to shake his hand.
Yeah,
and
I've
he just
seen that,
turned
yeah.
away and didn't shake my hand.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, you don't want to shake my hand then?" And then he was like, "Oh, what's your friend's name?" And then you were just like, "I don't need to give you my name."
Yeah.
And then I asked him like, oh, so you're not allowed to drop weights on this floor, even though I know you can, because they do CrossFit shit there with bumper plates.
Yeah, you were talking to him for ages. I didn't
Yeah,
say
because
anything.
I just wanted to find out what his issue was. So I was like, can you not drop weights here then? He was like, no. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I see CrossFit people dropping weights here quite a lot, so maybe I should let them know if they're not allowed to do that, or you should. And then he was like, no, we don't do CrossFit here. I was like, oh, well, I've seen people do it. He was like, no, this is the functional zone. We do functional fitness here. It's different.
The only reason they can't call it CrossFit is because they have to pay for the
and
name
then
CrossFit.
when you had your headphones in, he was like, this is a commercial gym. You shouldn't be lifting these weights in here. And I was like, what? So there's a strength limit you're allowed in the gym with? And then he was like, oh no, but this is not a powerlifting gym or a...
Yeah, I think he said that after I was like squatting 160 like super quick. And then I threw out like 220 and did like
and
double
then
it.
And then I was like, what? So if I was a beginner and joined, then I can't train once I get strong, right? And he was like, well, no, obviously not. Anyway, I'm trying to train a client. I'm busy now. And then didn't talk to us anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's a ridiculous thing.
But yeah, he was a prick.
What happened in the gym? Clarence BS on Patreon. Clarence, would you ever consider collabing with Clock Off? Probably not. He seems like a busy man, and I don't know. He doesn't really seem like he'd be a fun guy to hang around with because I think he's just like in like CrossFit and his way of thing, just make money, I guess. Like I don't think he'll like collab with me. I don't think he would agree to, but I do like his stuff. Have you ever had any back injuries since you started lifting? Yeah, the worst back injury I got was a pinched nerve in my upper back. And this was like around the time when I was like snatching 140 and clean jerking 170. It was actually a training session in Limerick. I tried to clean jerk, I think it was like 175 at the time for a PR. And after the clean, the re-rack was just strange and the bar just crashed on me. And something happened in my upper back. And it was like really painful after that. It actually hurt me to like just breathe in and sneeze, and I couldn't lift for like 3 months after that happened. I couldn't even do anything, like even bench press hurt me. And I remember like I was going to college at the time, and just lifting like my school bag would hurt my back. So I don't know, I just took like 3 months off, and for some reason the injury just went away. It's definitely the worst back injury I got. We'll go back to YouTube questions because there's loads of people sending
I'm trying to read them now.
Yeah, loads of messages from AG Round. That's AG Round.
Yeah,
that's the guy.
Yeah,
you can tell.
I can tell from the first thing I just
from the trolling. Yeah.
Hadyn 2020. I'm gonna be stronger than you, bro.
Wait, where were we in the questions? Why is your resolution so low?
Because we're on a laptop.
Because I'm on a shitty laptop. I could probably increase it and it'll probably be fine, but I don't want to risk it. Like, it's just the sound quality that matters, really. We're not playing any games or anything. Wait, where were we? Okay, I think it was here. What's the best way to increase pull under speed in the snatch? Well, the first thing would be just like when you extend in the snatch, make sure you transition to the drop under as quick as possible. Don't like wait around on the top of the extension. So just try to fix the issue by focusing on that in the snatch. And like additional exercises you can do to focus on speed on the bar would be like high hangs in the snatch, dead hang snatch, drop snatches. They're excellent exercises. Can't believe he called me a Discord troll. I think that's Cinderfella. I am above all a very bad powerlifter. Okay. Audio is good. Okay, perfect. Aren't we all depressed, Clarence? That's like the emoji code or whatever in Discord.
It's the vegan diet.
I could try increasing the resolution if people are upset about it, but I don't think there's a need to.
It said 900 on there.
It doesn't matter. Like it's just audio quality
Yeah.
that matters, because we're not playing games or anything. Will you ever release the 190 snatch, or did Owen break your camera? Yeah, I have the 190 snatch and the 192 snatch on my channel. I'm gonna save it for a while though, just to stay relevant.
Is it on Discord?
No.
Patreon?
No. I uploaded on Patreon once,
Yeah,
the one
Patreon.
I snapped, and then some idiot on Reddit shared it.
Oh shit! So you took it down.
So like 1,000, I think like almost 2,000 people seen it, and I just took it down. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, fucker. I think Hadyn has way more potential for lifting than Claire. Well, that's true because Hadyn can make a lot more progress. Like I like find it difficult to add like a kilo onto my clean and jerk at this point. Clarence, what is your dick to ball ratio? I just jumped down for some reason. What the hell?
Nah, I don't think
Alright.
I did. Oh, this is people reacting.
Claire,
to this.
why do you not update Discord about new videos? I can set that up. Like I can set up like a bot on Discord to automatically post in the announcements tab. I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll do it sometime, but I don't know. There's not a lot of people on my Discord, so I don't really care. There's like 1,000 people on my Discord, I think. Okay, there's loads of people talking amongst themselves here. Claire doesn't collab with people who can outlift him. That's why he won't meet you, Cindy. Okay, there's no questions here at all. I'm just gonna ignore the comments that are not questions.
There was one about lockout in, like not push pressing the bar like I do. How do you stop
Wait,
it?
did I skip it?
That's
That's
what I
probably
said.
further down.
It might
We'll
be,
go
or it
to-
might be from Patreon.
Yeah, I think it was on Patreon. Yeah.
We could go back to that for now.
Which university did you go to? I went to the University of Google Search.
You actually went to uni though, didn't you?
Yeah. How often do you max out for squats? Like 1 rep max, very rarely. But like rep maxes, quite often. Like maybe, not like true rep maxes where I'm like grinding like RP10 type sets, but I would say like maybe 2-3 times a week. I go for like a rep max, maybe like RP9, RP 9.5. Nothing crazy.
What was your
Like for example today,
what was your RPE today at the 240?
I'd say that would be like RP9. Like I probably would have
Yeah,
gotten
you
like
were
9
pissed
or
off.
10 reps if. No, I wanted to do that anyway. That was my plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, 240 for 8. Kind of weak for me, but it's alright, I guess. Oh, here's a good question. Thoughts on AG Ram? What do you think of him?
I think he's funny. I
I
like
don't
him.
know. I thought he was funny at the start. He's just so negative on like my Discord. Like everyone is annoyed of him. Like I've gotten like loads of complaints like on my Discord about him, and like I kind of agree with them. Like he is annoying. Like sometimes I'm in the mood to talk to him, and sometimes I'm just come to be arsed. Clarence, what do you think about Boko no Pico? What? Is that an anime? Wait, it might be hentai, I'm not gonna search that. Claire, when do you predict no one will care about you anymore? I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to predict that because like I say like I'll go into powerlifting like when I approach my 30s, and like that could like
That will boost you.
yeah, that'll boost my YouTube channel and like social media so much, and I could be powerlifting for a long time as well. So weightlifting, I only got like maybe 2 or 3 years left, I think. But I don't know. It's hard. Like before, I said like, oh, this is probably gonna last like 5 years or something. But I think maybe just a bit longer than that. Maybe even like a decade. I don't know. It's hard to know. Is Hadyn your green card
Yeah.
husband for
I
after
didn't
Brexit?
think about
Yes.
that. Am I going to get in trouble if you're here if we have Brexit on 31st of October? Am I going to be housing illegal immigrants? 'Cause, I don't want to get into trouble. There's nobody
That was
here.
very loud. Claire, if everyone went vegan, all of those animals bred for eating would have no purpose and they would stop existing. Well, can't you say the same thing about like dogs and cats and every other animal that like people love? Is Hadyn living in your house? Oh yeah, it's my house. No, it's the other way around.
House.
I'm living in Hayden's house. Temporarily.
Oh, apparently you were supposed to be online in an hour from now.
Well, who said that?
It's the next comment. You announced you would be online an hour later than you are.
Oh really? I said like what, 2.5 hours or something from.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah,
that's right.
GMT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, unless it's daylight savings or whatever.
Yeah, but that happens at 1 a.m.
Oh, okay. Maybe in his country it happened already. I don't know. Okay, let's go back to Patreon questions. Where were we? Oh, here. Hi, Clarence and Hadyn. I recently joined a CrossFit gym with twice weekly weightlifting classes and open gym sessions. My goal is to gain weight and to practice weightlifting as a sport. Would you recommend a novice lifter do what would you recommend a novice lifter do in an open gym session? Supplement the Olympic Oli lifts. Oil lifts?
Oli lift,
yeah, if you're doing like twice a week, definitely try to get like a snatch, clean and jerk, or some variation of both those lifts in both those sessions. Don't just do like a snatch on the first day and then clean and jerk on the second day. Do both lifts in both sessions. That's the main thing. Yeah, keep the like sets high and the reps high, like so you get like a lot of practice. So for example, doing 6x3 in the snatch would give you a lot more practice than, I don't know, 8x1 in the snatch. And same with the clean and jerk, something like 6x2 would be good. So just get a lot of practice so you can like practice the technique.
It's exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah.
It's been helping loads.
Volume is like so important for beginners.
I'm doing snatch and clean and jerk almost every day, or a variation of them.
Yeah, that's like a problem I see with some weightlifting programs. I'm just like, why don't they have bolt lifts on like each session? It just makes no sense to me.
The volume.
Like they would have like a snatch focus day and a clean and jerk focus day.
Yeah.
But like you should be practicing both those lifts as often as possible.
The volume seems too high, but then the next day I'm fine because the weights are not actually that high because it's quite hard.
But like it would be optimal for you to train every single day. Like of course you can vary the like intensity and volume. But like even for a beginner, I would say the optimal amount of training sessions is 6 times per week. But not a lot of people can do that.
The more you do it, the better you get, I suppose. It's
just about practice. Like even if you did like 60% in the snatch and clean and jerk for like multiple sets, that's still very good for like technique practice. Yeah. The last 2 months I've been doing strong lifts 5x5, so I was thinking about continuing a 5x5 schedule consisting of high bar squats, deadlifts and presses. Just don't do 5x5 in the deadlifts because that's like a more stressful exercise than the like overhead press and like high bar squats. I'd recommend continuing like the 5x5 program until you stop progressing. You post your maxes here. Your max low bar squats 100 kilos, deadlift 95. Yeah, you can definitely keep improving with just linear progression for now. So continue doing that. Is there any like weird questions on YouTube? Give more questions to Hadyn.
Well, people need to ask them.
Hadyn, why is your clock so big?
I don't know. I bought this house like 2 months ago, and I just wanted some big clocks, so I bought two of these clocks and put one here and one in the lounge. It's sick. It's a sick clock. It's expensive though.
Sick clock.
Yeah. Why would you not want a big ass clock? Just look at it. It's awesome.
Clara, when will you fix your t-shirt service? Yeah, people have been complaining about Teespring, especially Cinderfella. I think she spent like £50 to get like one of my shirts or something, because like the tax and like it took ages as well to get there. And like, yeah, two guys I coach in Australia, I think they said it took like a month to get to them. So yeah, Teespring seems a bit shit, but I get more profit out of Teespring than something like Amazon. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try Amazon soon.
What about, do either one of you believe that monetizing your passion is a good idea? I think it is. If you think about it, you spend, well, like I have a normal job, so I don't earn really any money off of lifting and tricking. So those 8 hours, it's more like 10 hours a day, is not that fun. So if I could do 10 hours a day that involved something I was more passionate about, that would obviously be a way better lifestyle. So I think it's good if you can do it in the right way. But then you get people that just push shit that's
but like I don't get the
like
question, is it a good idea? Like of course it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Is this a question, can you do it?
Either
like,
way,
guess,
you're going to have to monetize something. You're going to have a job or an income source. And whether you have something you're passionate about or not, obviously you'd prefer something you're passionate about. Squat rep range during hypertrophy phase.
What's the worst part of having a vegan living with you, Hadyn?
I feel bad when I cook shitloads of meat in front of you and you're like, oh god, he's cooking meat, I need to leave the room. And I'm just fucking splashing steaks everywhere. And then you want to cook some vegetables, but I've got like
I don't give a
meat
shit,
on
honestly.
the thing.
Because when you think about it, I go to like fast food
It's
restaurants
fine,
to get like vegan options.
Sometimes I
like,
find bits of rice like laying around. That's probably the only negative, but not. Oh, I actually cook so much fucking rice, man. It's too much.
yeah. Oh shit, we forgot to buy rice today as well. Shit. We ran out of rice. Where do you even find such massive clocks?
There's like a department store that's only in my city called Gerald's.
Full big clocks.
Yeah, and I think I got them from there.
Squat rep range during hypertrophy phase. High reps, like 8 to 14, 15 reps, and then
60 to 90 second rest.
you can even like build a muscle like with lower reps, like 3s, 4s, and 5s. It's just about progressive overload, but you get more volume if you do higher reps.
What's the worst part of being a vegan? Probably dealing with meat eaters. What's
the worst part of wait, no, where did you read those?
I don't know.
Oh, Alex, fuck him. I wore it at the gym today and it didn't make me stronger. I feel scammed. Oh shit. I still haven't received the shirt 4 months later. Jesus. Okay, maybe you should send a message to like, I don't know, customer service on Teespring, because I don't deal with that at all. Yeah, there's been loads of people complaining about like my t-shirts on Teespring. That's probably why not a lot of people buy them. But I don't want to advertise like the new t-shirts so soon. I kind of just want to do it like next year. Clara, will you allow Cindy 2 years of Patreon service? Yeah, of course. She spent a lot of money, so whatever. It's a shame that I can't like give like a Patreon account to people. Like I would love to give you like a Patreon account, but you're paying for it now. Like and Devon.
It's
upload
$1.
Yeah, but like it's a pain in the ass setup, I guess. Yeah. What's funny, like people like message me on Instagram sometimes. It's like, oh Clarence, I'd love to see your Patreon videos, but I'm a student. I don't have much money. It's like
Yes, they fucking do. They go out drinking every
it's like
weekend.
no, it's just $1 a month.
They
It's
go out
just-
drinking every
yeah.
weekend, spend like at least 30 quid.
Yeah. Like I understand if they don't want to pay $1 or they don't want to like sign up to Patreon, but like saying they don't have enough money is just ridiculous because it's like it's a fucking dollar for the lowest tier. Explode knee shirt, put 10 kilos on my squat. Oh, that's great. Claire, can you make a cool mod? There's lots of stuff needs doing, emojis especially. Just send me a message, like a private message on Discord with the emojis, and I'll upload them. I think I have like a limit to the amount of emojis I can upload. I had to delete them to upload some of the new ones. So Discord mods suck and are racist. No, they just hate you. They're nice guys. Have you ever thought of quitting lifting? Kind of, but like I'm making money off lifting and like YouTube and social media, so no. Like if I wasn't making money online, like through like Patreon, YouTube, everything, I would still lift, of course. I wouldn't quit entirely, but I'd probably train like far less, like maybe like 2 to 3 times per week or something. Like that's more enjoyable than, you know, killing myself 7 days a week. Okay, back to these. Oh yeah, this is one you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I noticed because I have that problem as well.
Maybe you can talk about it. Wait, where is the question? Any tips for soft elbows in the catch of heavy snatch? Once I get to 90%, 95 kilos, my lockout isn't as firm as with lower weight. I've worked my strict press and now I can do 2 reps at my body weight, 75 kilos, but it hasn't improved.
So based on what you've told me, because I have the same problem, strict press isn't that useful, but push press is more useful because you get to that lock position faster, which is more like an actual jerk.
I guess you can
And then for me, I like a lot of the time I'm thinking about the technique for every other part of the lift. And when I get to the top, like I'm not focused on really pushing as hard as I can.
Yeah,
even
that's the
when I'm
thing with
recovering.
weightlifting. It's different, compared to like powerlifting, strongman, bodybuilding. Like in those sports, you don't really have any exercise where you like really extend or tense your tricep and lock out. Like in weightlifting, the lockout is so important. It needs to be like aggressive and fast.
Yes, since I've been doing this program, if I think about only the lockout, then I can normally do it fine. But when it gets heavy, it's the rest of my technique that breaks down, which means I don't land in exactly the right position. Like normally I'm too much forward, so I'm not locked out because I have to like have soft elbows to get it into the right position where it's balanced, and then I can lock out again. So I think just getting into the right position.
Like I need to see a video of you lifting. It could be like a timing error as well. An exercise that can help with that is like a snatch balance. But yeah, like an exercise like you're doing behind the neck, snatch grip, push press.
Yeah.
And like when you do push presses and like strict presses, make sure you lock out as hard as possible at the top. Like, cause I see people do strict press sometimes and they're just like soft at the top. They don't like fully lock out. Like you see powerlifters do that because they're not weightlifters. They don't need to like have that a violent lockout, I guess. And how to avoid bar crash in cleans, light or heavy. I always get a crash. Power cleans. So like a complex like power clean plus clean would actually fix that issue. What's happening is when you're doing the clean, I assume anyway, I haven't seen any videos of you, but you're probably just like rushing into the bottom position and the bar is like still up here after the pull, and then it's just collapsing on you as you go down. So with power cleans, you'll meet the bar higher and learn to meet the bar higher in full cleans. So that complex will really help you. Any questions for Hadyn?
How does the Mrs. Hadyn feel about me adopting?
Wait, where is this? I can't see the shit.
Chiefs?
Wait, is that where we stopped? No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, a
we
little
didn't-
bit
yeah.
above that. We missed the wristwatch.
Okay. When's the Clarence and Hadyn cooking show coming out?
We did the eating spaghetti, but
Okay, yeah.
cooking. I think I don't have any meals that don't have meat in. So probably never. When you
Clarence,
stop,
where did you get that awesome wristwatch? Argus. Just type in Casio and arrange the list by lowest price first.
Remember when someone online found the exact model just from watching a video of you? They found the exact model code, serial number.
I've met loads of people, loads of fans, and they haven't watched. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, you didn't answer this.
What the?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, we need to plug the laptop in. It's about to die. Oh shit. Yeah, that's good. How does the Mrs. Hadyn feel about me adopting uncouth Irish youths? She doesn't really say anything. I'm the boss, so...
The server is nitro boosted now. There's more room for emojis. I think that's true. Some guy messaged me saying he paid for like the nitro thing. I don't even know anything about Discord or what that meant. But I just said thanks. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the Tom Clarence collab? Yeah, that will be sick. I can't wait to find out what you're gonna do.
That other guy, what's his name? Juji?
I don't know. No, Juju.
Yeah.
Juju.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Juju Mufi.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting with Zach. I was talking to Tom actually, and he said that Meg Squat is going to be there the last time.
Really?
So, yeah. And like Anton is there now, and he's moving house. Like
Juju.
right after the leave. I don't
Jesus,
know.
what's he gonna do about his garage gym?
No, he was renting that house. I don't understand
yeah.
like why he put so much effort into that garage gym. He's gonna have to take it apart now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh well, they're gonna make you backflip with a bar, I reckon. Barbell.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you do it in a gym.
I'm
So you
actually
practice
scared.
into the foam pit or something.
I was doing it with like imagining a bar, like just nothing.
And you nearly
it was
bailed.
scary, yeah.
You'll be fine with the warm up.
It'd be so cool to do that with 60 kilos. Like.
I reckon you could. You got the power. It's just getting the right technique.
Yeah.
If you can do it into a foam pit with Matt, then you'll be fine.
Can you speak Irish? No, definitely not. Pretty sure the limits are lifted. Yeah, that's probably true. I have to look into that.
So there's a limit on the amount
No
of emojis you
excuses,
can have.
just emojis. I think so. Yeah.
Hmm.
So someone paid like $15 dollars for that. I don't understand how Discord works.
I think that works. Wow, except if I squeeze my little finger, it's like...
For lockout.
Maybe that will work.
Squeeze your pinky finger for a bit of lockout.
I'm going to try it.
Oh, he was saying that. I was wondering why you were trying it.
Yeah. Oh, do you hear that? That was my back just cracked. Clarence, do Hadyn's accent.
No. Thoughts on Tom Boyden? Yeah, he's a cool guy. I like him. Everyone in my Discord hates him for some reason, but yeah, he's a cool guy.
I've never met him.
You never met him?
He seems okay.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but he was like a tricker way back in the day.
Yeah, that's how he knows Juju, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's done awesome for himself now, I suppose.
Hadyn or Tom Boyden in a fight? Hadyn, of course.
Hmm? Oh yeah, I don't know. He's probably got a longer reach than me.
Hadyn, is the ceiling here high enough to do a backflip?
Yeah. I've never done a backflip in here.
I don't want to try that.
I'll do
I have I have really bad memories from when I was young. Like, in my room, doing a backflip, I hit the fucking ceiling. I fell on my face. It was,
No way.
yeah.
When I first learned it, I fell on my face in front of the whole school. That was embarrassing. When I was just learning.
Do you see any positives of programming overhead squats? Well, you can answer that.
Positives. Yeah, so when basically Clarence did a program for me when he came here. Well, actually a week after he came here. So I've done 2 weeks now. And my overhead mobility was poor. Like, so...
It wasn't mobility. It was stability.
Yeah, stability, sorry.
Yeah.
So in the program I'm doing, like, one of the sessions is snatch, and then 2 overhead squats. And at first, as I was going down, the bar's like wobbling all over the place, and the balance point's just not there. And now it just feels way easier.
Yeah.
So I think that helped a lot.
I think you were
I'm way more
surprised
comfortable with it now.
when I told you just like slow the speed under, like go down into the squat as slow as possible.
Yeah, so I'm going down slowly and up
Yeah.
slowly.
Yeah.
And that seems to help loads.
Like
Just
a lot
more-
of beginners like watch like professional weightlifters like move like extremely fast on the bar, and they're like, oh, I need to try that, but like you have to learn the movement
Yeah.
slow first before
more
moving
time in
fast.
that position has
Yeah.
made me way more solid.
Mm.
And that's just 2 weeks. So if I did this for like a couple of months,
Mm.
it'd make a massive difference.
Yeah, like frequency is just so important in weightlifting, and like to practice. Back to Patreon questions. Yeah, we're here. Hi, Clarence and Hadyn. I'm trying to bring out more size in my legs and strengthen my core. Why? I've attempted the squat everyday regime, but can't seem to keep up recovery. So I've kicked it down to 3 to 4 times a week. Would I still see a very similar amount of progress with this amount of volume as opposed to every day? And if you had to name the 2 most effective core exercises, what would they be? Actually, like, that's totally fine, like squatting 3 to 4 times per week, especially if your focus is just hypertrophy. Like when I squat every day, I vary the intensity and volume. I don't squat heavy every day, so you squatting like every day would only make like a small % difference to like leg size and everything. Like sure, the best like powerlifters in the world, they don't squat every day. There's also like strong athletes that don't squat every day, like strongmen and bodybuilders. 2 most effective core exercises.
Isn't squat going to be quite good for your core anyway? I don't know. Probably weighted back extensions off, is it like a glute ham machine or some shit where they lean over? And Olympic weightlifters do it a lot. They hold a plate and do like back extensions.
Yeah.
If you had to pick
That's-
2,
yeah.
probably that and then weighted crunches. Because I used to do those, like hold a plate on my chest,
Yeah.
have someone stand on my feet and do weighted crunches. Simple.
I do weighted sit-ups, and I like to do
Yeah.
different. I
You
like to
can-
have the plate behind my head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can make that as hard as you want. You
Yeah.
can make the rep range whether you want
Yeah,
strength,
hyper
strength
extensions.
hypertrophy or whatever.
Excellent exercise.
Or-
I like doing pause hyper extensions.
Yeah,
really.
static gymnastic holds are really good. Like if
Oh,
you do an
yeah.
L sit
Mm.
on P bars, that's so hard for your abs.
Mm.
Once you can do that, change it to a V sit. That's
Yeah.
just like crazy hard for your abs.
And it's fun as well doing all
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, on the
gymnastics
we used to
movements.
do that in the garage on the PB board. Have like max
Oh, yeah.
hold L sit. I think my best was
You should make another one for
45 seconds.
This is a good question. I guess you can answer this question as well. Hey Clarence, I was just wondering if your parents were ever against you going to the gym, and if so, how did you get around? If I'm asking because I'm having to deal with this issue, and just wanted to hear your thoughts. Also, hi Hadyn, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, at the very beginning, like this is kind of before I started like proper weightlifting, I guess. Like when I was just doing like resistance training, like pull-ups and stuff for like parkour and stuff. Yeah, they were against that shit. They thought it would like stun my growth because like that was the common myth back then, and they didn't really care about like me weightlifting or anything. And to this day, they don't even know the difference between like a snatch and clean and jerk, so they don't know anything. But I don't know. In your case, you just have to like just increase your knowledge about like weight training, learn a lot from it, and then just explain why it's like a good activity to do, and I don't know, just tell them like the benefits of it, I guess, and maybe try to get them to go to the gym with you or something.
I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's pretty well documented that exercising is good for you now.
Mm.
Like on at least where I live.
But I think
on
he's
TV and
specifically
everything
talking
else.
about like lifting weights.
Yeah, but it depends how old you are as well. If you're
Yeah.
old enough to go to a commercial gym, you're old enough to make your own decisions. Really, I haven't really experienced strict parents. Mine are like yours. They have no idea what I'm doing, and then they know I can backflip, and they're like, "Oh, do that flip thing you do." If I'm like at a party, but other than that, they
Jesus.
have no clue what I'm doing.
There's a similar question here. What does your family relatives think of your whole YouTube lifting world presence? Do they like watch your videos and stuff? Yeah, they watch my videos. Like my mom and dad like watch all my videos.
Do they?
Yeah,
I don't
they
mind
do.
watching
They just
videos.
don't admit it. Because like yeah, do you know the abandoned school video?
Yeah.
After I uploaded that, my dad sent me a message and he was like, "Where is that?"
He's gonna go there. Explore.
He wasn't even giving out. Like telling me to be careful or anything. He was just like, "Oh, where is that?" I
The
wanna
only
go."
time I watch mine is the only time my parents watch mine is if like I have something on TV, which is very rare. There's like
Yeah.
3 or 4 times I've been on like a TV show
Oh,
or
yeah.
something, and then they're like, "Oh my god, you're on TV! That's so good!" Like, oh, now you give a shit. But
Yeah, yeah.
all the 100 YouTube videos I've got, you've not
Yeah,
seen any of
that
them.
happened to me actually in the past. Like they didn't give a shit about my training or anything, but then when I got to like a competition or when I was like in the newspaper or something, they were like, "Oh my god!"
Because people aren't in the know.
Because yeah, because then
it's
they
then
can
they
tell their
realise
friends,
how good you are. Like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you're going to the competition. That's so good.
Yeah, but yeah, they're aware. Like my parents are aware of like my YouTube channel and like how I'm making money and stuff, and yeah, I guess they're proud of it. They're proud of me for that. Back to YouTube. What the fuck?
I like these questions.
I'm not
man.
answering any of these questions.
Anything good about England? Well, I guess it's like modern. I wouldn't want to live in like a underdeveloped country where I get my hands cut off for having a wank or something. But like,
Yeah, people say that to me sometimes, like, oh, like you're working online, why don't you just move to like a shitty country like Thailand and pay fuck all for rent? But like,
you
no,
might get some parasite and die.
no, like I want to live like in a
Yeah, like I like this.
first world country.
It's
Yeah.
quite cheap where I live in England. It's
I actually wouldn't
decent.
mind living in Norwich, like it's actually
Yeah,
a
it's
nice
nice.
place.
It's
Yeah,
calm.
yeah.
It's a good balance of how big because
Mm.
it's on the edge. It's
Yeah.
not busy like
Mm.
London in the centre. There's way too many people.
Yeah, London I do not like.
Here's like small enough that it's calm and you can get everywhere in the car without hitting too much traffic, but there's enough stuff to do to keep you busy.
Yeah, like 24-hour gyms.
Yeah, there's loads of them.
24-hour Tesco, trampoline park, rock climbing. There's loads of like activities you can do, gymnastics and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
How often do I get a haircut? Once every 4 weeks. Do I do your taxes? No. Bodybuilders don't squat with Hadyn. No one squats with Hadyn.
What?
Oh, what? Yeah.
I get that.
I don't know. Who gets the higher
Who
tax?
gets a higher total? Clarence competing in 109 plus, or Lasha competing in 73 kilos.
What's the world record?
That's it's
73?
impossible for him to get to that body weight. He'd be like emaciated if he went to that body weight. No, yeah, if he managed to get to 73, no, I'd outlift him at my body weight for sure. Like he's like what 6'6" or something. He's so skinny at that body weight.
Mm.
Hadyn, tea or coffee?
Coffee, if any.
Mm.
Don't have it that often. How's the weather? Been raining a lot recently.
Ah, fuck the weather.
Sunny tomorrow. How do you feel about fireworks as they're used now? Yeah, they're okay, I guess. Do you ever bleach your teeth?
What does it mean by that? Like as they are used now?
Because people used to use them to blow up Parliament and shit. Isn't that how they came about?
What?
So Fireworks Day is a day where, in history, some guy went to blow up Parliament in London
Oh,
by
really?
putting shitloads of explosives underneath it, and then now we celebrate it by having Fireworks Day. How do you feel about
Yeah,
that?
actually, it surprised me going to all the supermarkets. They're selling fireworks.
Yeah.
Like fireworks.
Let's buy some.
They're so
Let's
expensive.
put
though.
some in the garden.
Yeah, yeah. They're expensive.
We could definitely
But
fill
like
that.
in Ireland, they're illegal. Like
Oh.
you'll never see that
Really?
in like supermarkets.
Like, let's do it on the street. How do you feel about fireworks? Yeah, yeah. Do you bleach teeth? No. How long have you been a weightlifter? 2 weeks. I don't know. I tried it like a year ago for a month or so, just by myself. Had no idea what I was doing. It's way easier having you here now. Like, oh, you need to change this. Like, tons of little things make a big difference. How many girlfriends have you had? Like 6, probably. Oh, AG. How many girlfriends have you had? 0. Just online ones.
Claire, what are you drinking? Iced tonic drink. Shitty one from Tesco. This is like my third one today, actually. I had 2 in the gym.
I just live on Monster.
Mm.
Do you turn the lights off when you leave the room? Yes. Clarence, do you turn the lights off? Yeah, you do mostly, don't you?
Yeah, I do all the time.
Some of my other flatmates don't know. But it's fine. Can you do a backflip? Hadyn. Yeah. Does
Have
he
you
mean
crashed your car?
right now? Have I crashed my car?
Yeah, ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
One time, like, I was coming out of a parking space and I hit the pillar next to me and took the door, like, almost off my car.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I just drove off and then paid to get it fixed.
Wow.
But yeah, that wasn't fun. But never crashed it.
I crashed a car like a
One time a
dumbass.
fucking motorbike tried to overtake me, and
Yeah.
it was like autumn where, like it is now, with leaves all on the thing, and he
Ah.
slipped off. He was only going like 20 or something,
Oh, yeah.
because it was as I was like, it was like a 20 zone.
Mm.
And then I stopped to check he was okay, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm okay, got an excuse to be late for work now, mate. And then he put my number plate down, and like the insurance rang me, like, oh, you crashed into a motorbike? I was like, no. And they were like, is there damage to your car? I was like, no, he didn't hit my car, he slipped off. And then he tried to claim on my insurance.
Oh, what a fucker.
Yeah, oh well.
Jesus. Maybe he did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He rode off on his bike fine though.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh, we're here. Oh no, we weren't. Here. Oh, 2 more questions on Patreon. Clarence, is there anything non-athletic fitness or diet related you are passionate about? Video games?
Anime? You like anime a
Yeah,
lot?
I guess, yeah. If it weren't for the internet, is there a specific career you would be interested in, or would you simply work to sustain your way of playing goals? Well, like I went to college for like chemistry, so maybe I'd keep doing that if I wasn't making money online. To both of you, if you had to move in 3 months to anywhere, oh yeah, I'm not reading this, anywhere outside the UK, where would you set up a new home base? Ireland?
I quite like the UK, but I quite like America. But then I've only been there for like the holiday destinations, so it's all fun and everything's cool. But I don't know. Maybe somewhere in America. Well, I heard Scandinavian countries are really good. Like they earn a lot of money. They have the highest rating on lots of like happiness
or something,
surveys
yeah.
and
Yeah.
shit like that. So
I don't know, I like Ireland, and I actually really like it in Norwich. I wouldn't mind like living in Norwich.
you should, and then
Yeah.
you can come to the gym.
Coach
with
you.
me.
Coach you every day. Yeah. Yeah. Outside those 2 countries though, I don't know. Like I don't really like America. I wouldn't want to live there, but it's fine going there for holidays.
You've been more times than me. You've
Asia,
seen bits.
nowhere in Asia I'd be interested in. Like definitely not like the Philippines. I've been there like multiple times.
Never been to Asia.
I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't like to move anywhere else.
Who's that powerlifter that moved to Thailand or something? George. Someone used to
Oh,
cry when he deadlifted.
George Lehman, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. I think he's like in America again.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't make YouTube videos anymore.
Really?
No,
He was
no.
pretty strong. The deadlifting.
How long did you try to just train through your knee injury
Oh.
before you took time off to rehab it? I think he's asked me that, but you can answer it. Yeah.
Well, for torn ACL, like when I came out of the surgery, I always, whenever I get an injury, I try and move it as soon as possible because I don't want it to seize up. So as soon as I got out of my surgery, I had crutches and my leg ended up a cast, and I just tried to walk around the city for a bit just to move it. And then at home, I was just doing like extension and flexion and everything. But I didn't try and train through it. I just did the max I could without damaging it, and then just gradually did exercises and like let one leg extensions on the machine to try and build the quad back up because my quad wasted away and stuff like that. But I don't know, maybe that's directed to you.
It is directed to me, I think. Yeah, like with my knee injury, like tendonitis on both knees. You can check out like the interview I did like on All Things Gym. I basically explain it there. But I trained through that injury for like maybe like almost a year of just like constant pain. I was like taking painkillers before every training session. It was an awful time. I was getting coached by like Pavel Nidek, and I planned to like compete internationally. So there was like a lot of pressure. Then it just got really bad, and I got sick of it, and just decided to do something about it. That was after competition in Estonia in 2012. Is it 2012, 2013? Yeah, 2012, I think. The way I rehabbed it, I got surgery. Nothing really helped besides surgery. I tried like bullshit therapies like shockwave therapy, PRP injections completely useless. I know they're useless now. But yeah, surgery helped like me recover from that knee injury. I also did this exercise called like a slant board, one-legged pistol squat. That really helped my knee. I recommend anyone that has tendonitis do that exercise because it's really good. Also, any advice for a powerlifter who's just started learning the Olympic lifts? Yeah, just spend a lot of time like with the two movements. Like do a lot of volume, like in the snatch, clean, jerk. Just realize that you won't be like working on any strength for the first couple of months when you like transition to doing Olympic lifts. Like you'd be lifting very low weights compared to what you're lifting in powerlifting, because you'll have to do like high bar squats, front squats, clean deadlifts with like good form and everything. So
Yeah,
a lot of the focus will be just like on technique. Like that's the
literally
case with you.
Yeah, so like now what's different is front squats, which I never did before, once a week. Back squats 2 or 3 times a week, but it's high bar, feels completely different.
It's hard as well.
And then the hardest thing for me is because I like deadlifting. The deadlift technique is completely different for a clean to how I deadlift.
You're not building any strength in like the power.
No, so I deadlifted 275, and in this program I'm deadlifting
130.
130.
Yeah, so
just because the technique is so different.
Yeah, so you just have to be patient.
Yeah.
Because you won't like get to focus on strength for a long time. Yeah. So that's all the questions on Patreon. Let's go back to YouTube. We'll end this maybe in like 5 minutes, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been going on for an hour now. Shit, where were we? Let's Hadyn answer that. What?
That's the backflip.
Oh.
Have a crashed your car. That's where we got to.
Who will get to 300 kilos back squat first, Owen or Gabriel? Gabriel, I'd say, because like Owen, he needs to focus on like the snatch, clean, jerk, and he told me that like he's not going to focus on getting 300 kilos in squat until like he improves his like snatch and clean jerk a lot. So like Gabriel's just so talented, he probably just like do it in like a couple of months.
Are they actually racing to it again?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. Oh, fucking hell. The outer glow on my texting videos is too heavy. Lower the opacity, reduce the size. I'm reading this one. Okay, I'll do that, thanks. I'm going to change my editing program soon though, as well. It's quite hard to, it takes me a long while to edit text and stuff in the program I use.
Yeah, Hadyn's using Sunny Vegas. I don't think anyone uses that. Only trickers.
I'm going to change to Adobe. I've downloaded it. I actually paid for it, the whole package, so I need to use it. I just need to learn to use it.
Claire, can you confirm the rumors that Juji has been divorced? I think you just made that up. No one has said that. If Claire lived in Norwich, he wouldn't be the strongest man in Ireland anymore.
Isn't that other guy the strongest man in Ireland?
Yeah, he
did a video with him.
I think he's on TV recently, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone like
Is it
makes
because
fun
he
of him.
broke his back?
On my YouTube channel, like my Discord, everyone's making fun of him. He's like,
He's strong dude.
sure, like his back like
He's
rounded
just
the shit
fucking
out of him.
around with like 300 kilos.
He's a really nice guy. I expected him to be like an
cool.
asshole the first time I met him.
Nice
Because
strong
like
dude.
I seen like his Instagram post and I was like, okay, this guy's probably gonna be like a dickhead in real life. And he was like, we actually got along like really well. Really nice guy, and he said he plays video games as well. He plays like PS4 games. He's like asked me if I played like the new Spider-Man game, which I just found really funny. So we got along really
Spider-Man.
well. Yeah.
Imagine him playing like some online game with some 12-year-old kids just kicking off in the chat. Ireland's strongest man on the other end.
Update: Zach didn't win. What?
Zach is competing
Zach
right
is
now.
competing right now. Will he win?
Is he? Can we watch that on the live stream?
I don't know. What competition though? I don't even know. Oh shit. Are you aware Zach is considering psychedelics for recovery? Who's this Alex Jones guy? Okay. Premiere Pro is very good.
Workflow from
workflow
Photoshop to Premiere Pro.
Yeah. Gregor was telling me that Final Cut Pro is better than everything else, and I was like, okay, you have like an iPhone, you have like an iMac, you have a MacBook. Obviously, he's biased.
Mm.
Yeah, but he was telling me that like Final Cut Pro is like way faster. I don't know
All
if that's true. or
TV
not.
people use Avid.
Oh, Avid, yeah, that's complicated.
Is it?
Yeah,
Shit.
I used that. I used that in college
Oh.
when I wasn't studying pharmaceutical science. The first course I went into, they taught us how to use Avid. It's like really hard to use.
Oh shit. That's probably why they use it for TV.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're saying in college, well, at the time, that like 90 to 95% of like movies and stuff, like movie directors, like use Avid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always ask what they use when if I do any TV stuff, and it's always that one.
Alright, so I say we'll end it here.
Yep.
Thanks for joining the live stream, guys.
See you later.
Bye.